Well, the World Food Programme is involved in the humanitarian operation there in Homs. The group's director for Syria, Matthew Hollingsworth, is in the city right now, and he joins us now on the line. Matthew Hollingsworth, good to have you with us. You've been there in Homs over the last couple of days. Describe what you've been seeing as the evacuations and delivery of aid have been underway.
It's been a hugely difficult 4 days, but at the same time, a very moving, exhilarating experience. We've now actually managed to get more than 1,100 people out of Homs safely, out of Old Homs safely, and we've managed to get food into the old city centre to feed more than 1,000 people for a month. Everybody that's come out is also receiving food assistance, as well as other non-food items to help them re-establish their lives in the new locations they're going to. As Mohammed mentioned earlier, most people are choosing to go to the Al-Wayr neighborhood, which is actually a contested area, but as part of the agreement, they've been allowed to make that choice, and we've been allowed to make sure they can get there. Some people, though, are choosing to move into the government-held areas of the city, and obviously the men aged 16 to 54 are going through a processing for a day or two, and that's what it's taking before they're being released as well.
Matthew, Mohammed was just telling us about some of the stories of desperation he has been getting from aid workers as they speak to people on the ground in Homs. What can you tell me as you speak to people who've been in such desperate situation for months on end? What are some of the stories you've been hearing?
Well, frequently what we've been seeing, unfortunately, I mean, we spent 8 hours in Homs 2 days ago, crawling through tunnels, looking through basements where people are now living in a situation which is just absolutely dire. Children that have never eaten fresh fruit, never eaten meat in their entire lives. You've got kids that we've been bringing out. We're giving them a meal the moment we get them out of Old Homs, looking at apples, looking at bananas, just not knowing what they are. I had one little girl, beautiful child, who I helped to get out in my vehicle a couple of years ago, and her parents told me that she'd been kidnapped last year, the end of last year, and the ransom they paid to release her was 1 kilogram of border wheat. So the price for her return, something as meager as that, but that is the difference between life and death, has been the difference between life and death for many people. The situation is I've never seen anything that bad in my entire career.
And Matthew, going forward, there has been this temporary pause. Talk to me about going forward, you know, the challenges WFP faces in operating in such conditions, because there is still so much desperate need there in Homs.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, the entire government has vast numbers of internally displaced people from around the country as well as from this region. The whole country is in this situation. You know, besiegement is not something that we've only seen here. Old Homs is only one of maybe 40 locations around the country which has gone through, albeit one that's really suffered acutely. And there are other areas of the whole country which are essentially blockaded because of different fighters on both sides, stopping the movement, the free movement of aid and the access of aid workers. So this is not an issue that is only about Homs, but I hope, and we all hope, that what we've seen over the last 4 days, and the progress we've made over the last 4 days to get people out that are choosing to get out and get food assistance in and other assistance, could be the beginning of something much bigger around the country.